about to tell y'all a true story that happened to me about 2 nights ago, probably 12:30, 1 in the morning. It's a crazy story. So I'm leaving my friend's house. Now he stay like around Collinwood, St. Clair, Ivanhoe type area. I'm from the suburbs. Saying that to say I'm better than anybody, but I'm not used to that area. That was problem number one. So I'm on my way home. I stay in Mayfield Heights, so I was just gonna take Ivanhoe or whatever that back street is with the fork in the road all the way up to Monticello and bam, shoot down. So anyway, I get to the little fork in the road and there's a cop blocking off the road that I need to take. So I'm like, forget that, I ain't going that way. I'm gonna go the other way. I think nothing of it. I shoot on up the other way. I'm all backing through these crazy streets that don't lead where I thought that it would lead, and I realize like so at this point, I'm like, you know what? Let me get on MapQuest. So I come to a stop sign. There's a girl who looked like she want to cross the street. I'm like, go ahead so I can get on Map. So by this point, I'm thinking she about to cross the street. So I'm all up in my phone. Next thing I know, I look over and she at my passenger door trying to get my attention. So I crack my window. I'm like, yeah, can I help you? And she like, oh yeah, I was wondering if I could pay you to take me down the hill. So even though I'm lost and anything, I don't even know where down the hill would lead me to. I'm like, nah, I ain't even going that way. I'm sorry, I can't help you. So this girl, at this point, after I told her no, got tears in her eyes. She put her head down. I'm thinking about, damn, it's cold outside, man. So against my better judgment, I pity the girl. And I'm like, alright, yo, come on, I'll take you down the hill, wherever you need to go. So she like, oh my God, thank you so much, sweetheart. I'll pay you. I'm like, no, I don't need the money. Like, you good. Which way you need me to go? She like, okay, make a laugh. So we get down the hill or whatever, and out of nowhere, she was like, so you think the police gon' come? Huh? Like, I'm just thinking in my head, like, come for who? Like, what are you talking about? And then she started getting real loud. She was like, cause I am the police. Then and there, I had realized I just made a fucked up decision. My life flashed before my eyes and everything. So I'm like, what the fuck is she yelling for? I don't know her. I'm about to die. She yelling over and over, you think the police came? Cause I am the police. No, they didn't come. You know they didn't come. Cause I... Sitting there like, what's wrong? And she was like, girl, I went over this dude's house trying to make some money and whatnot. And dude come talking about, oh, my girlfriend upstairs, you can't come in the house or whatever. And she was like, and I instantly got mad. Like, for real? The whole time she talking, I'm just trying to keep it cool. Like, girl. What else happened? Just trying to keep this bitch calm and from yelling because she's scared. She ended up telling me her little story about she went to dude's house to make some money, what they was doing to make money. I have no idea. I didn't care. I just wanted her out my car at this point. From what I grasped, while my life was flashing before my eyes, I guess he wouldn't let her come down off her high, and that's why she got mad. So I'm like, okay, yeah, that was rude. He made you wait outside. You was high. You didn't want to be outside in the cold. That's understandable, but what the fuck, dude? So the whole time, I'm just like, I wonder why the fuck he called the police, though. Like, what this bitch really do? But I didn't want to ask her all that. I didn't want her to get hype again. So by this time, I end up back on Ivanhoe down the hill from the cop car. And the cop's still there. And she like, hey, pull over right here. I get out right here. So I pull over like, yeah, go ahead. So I pulled over, and she's still talking. She don't get out the car. So I'm like, right here, right here, right here. And she still didn't get out. So I'm like, look, it's a cop right there. I'm going to have to go. So I pull off again or whatever because she's still telling her story. I'm like, what the hell? So I go down the street. I end up down the street from Euclid and Noble on the side of the street. And she talking about, okay, you can let me out right here. Once again, she didn't get out. Yes, the whole time she's still yelling this story at the top of her lungs. And what's really getting me is while she's talking, she was like, yeah, and you think he called the police? I'm just side-eyeing her like, why is this bitch fist up? Like, if she hit me, it's gonna be some problems because I'm crashing this car and killing your ass. Like, you not about to hit me. I'm just trying to keep my cool or whatever. She still didn't get out the car, so I see a gas station up the head off Noble and Euclid. So I pull into the Marathon, like, yeah, like this cool right here, like I'll let you out right here. She looking around, she like, oh, I don't want to get out. All these niggas is over here. I really don't feel comfortable. And I'm just like, well, honey, I gotta go home. Like, I tried to drop you off 2 different places and you didn't get out the car, so right here is gonna have to do. And she was like, all right. Like, you gonna let me take a hit and then get out or whatever? Mind you, I'm thinking the bitch talking about weed. Like, I'm from the suburbs. Like, okay, whatever. Then she started asking, give me a pusher, give me a pusher. I'm like, what's a pusher? Like, I don't know what that is. What is that? So after I told her I didn't have a push, she was like digging in her purse and shit. Why this bitch pull a crack pipe out of her purse? At this point, I'm just in awe. I'm like, this ain't real life. I'm in a movie right now. This ain't how life work. I ain't never been through this. I don't know what crack look like. Pretty fucking sure that was a crack pipe that I saw. It was all burnt up. It was clear. It was cylinder. I know what the fuck I saw. I watched enough movies to know that was some shit that. So literally I couldn't help her. I'm like, no, I can't help you with that. Like, I can't help you. Like, this is as far as I can take you. Honey, I need to go home. So she completely ignores that and sees this dude out of my driver's side window. And she was like, hey, roll your window down. Roll your window down. I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm like, nah, man. Like, I can't. Like, it's broke. And she was like, ain't shit broke. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why is she yelling? So I'm getting mad. As I'm dealing with a crazy person at this point, I'm like, what the fuck? So she hops halfway out the car, not enough to where if I pull off I wouldn't kill her and shit. So she halfway out the car, she was like, hey, come here to this dude. This dude start walking up to my car, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Now I'm about to get jacked by 2 people. So dude come over to her side or whatever. He was like, what's up? She was like, give me a pusher, give me a pusher. He was like, I don't know what that is. What are you talking about? So the whole time she asking him for stuff, I'm just like, no, don't do it. I'm like, I don't know her in the background so he can see me. So after I'm like, I don't know her. He looking like what the fuck is really going on here? Like, what do you got going on? When she turned around to me and she talking real low so he can't hear, she was like, I'm about to show you how to run these niggas. You want to be my little protege? And the way this bitch said protege, I'm just like, oh fuck. Like, not only is she a crackhead and about to jack me for my shit, she's gay too. So no, I'm just thinking I'm about to get raped. Like, what the fuck? So she turns back around to him. She like, hey, here, I'll give you some money. Go get me a lollipop out the store. So dude go to walk in the store or whatever. So at that point, I pull up to the door of the store because the more light, the more people, that's where I want to be. That's where I need to be at. So while the dude in the store, why this girl is all up in her purse, pulling out papers and her food card, showing me all her. He told me to open up the piece of paper that she gave me, and I'm reading, and it's saying whatever the fuck her name was. It was long, it was ghetto, it started with a T, and it said she was HIV. Okay, that's good. And she was like, this is what you want in life. This is what you need to get in life. Oh yeah, like, that's real good. She showed me her food card and shit. I'm like, okay, like, I don't understand. So then finally the dude come back with her lollipop and stuff. So while she started trying to use the lollipop as her pusher or whatever, I'm like, honey, I have to go. I was like, I don't know what you're doing, but I need to go. Still, like, by the passenger door, he looking at me like, what you gonna do? And I'm looking at him like, help me, like, I need your help. So finally he like, hey, let me talk to her real quick. He told the girl, get up, like, let me sit right there. I'm trying to holler at her, let me talk to her. And she was like, pay me. You gotta pay me to get up. So then he like, man, no, like, I ain't about to pay you or whatever. And then he was like, I want to get her number. She was like, I'll give you her number. He was like, what's her name? She looked at me like, what's your. But at that point, I just laughed because now he know, like, damn, you really don't know this girl. She don't even know your name. And so she was like, go get me some cigarettes to the dude. And she real disrespectful, loud, and aggressive. And so he's getting mad because he like, man, you ain't about to keep punking me, man. No, you go get it then. So like he's getting mad at her and stuff for talking to him crazy. And I'm just looking at him like, no, please don't get mad. Like I still need your help. Like get her out my car. So then she get mad and she's trying to do something with that fucking pipe and she was like, you ain't even give me a good enough pusher. What the fuck is this? Blah blah blah. So at this point, dude is just all the way pissed the fuck off. And he was like, alright man, then go on in, fuck it off, pull off. And I'm just like, what the fuck you mean? No. So I'm just shaking my head at this point because I'm just thinking like, I'm about to have to hit a bitch to get her out of my car. And she was a chubby girl. Like, it would have been something for me to get her out. So then, because she wanted some cigarettes, she see another dude, and she was like, hey, come here. So I'm like, oh my God, here we go again. And so the dude come over, and she was like, so she like, hey, don't I know you? They get to talking. She like, where you trying to go? He was like, off Taylor. She like, you got a ride? He like, no. Why she say, get in? And I locked my door so fucking fast. I'm like, man, fuck no. I'm like, I don't know him. I don't know you. I'm trying to go home. So she like, oh, she was like, dang, my bad. I'm sorry. She don't know you like that. You can't get in. You can't come with us. I'm just like, man, this bitch is really tripping. And she said a little comment about how to run these niggas and stuff. And she raised her fist again. Why I realized the whole time she was like this, she was just trying to give me dap. I give her dap or whatever, and I feel a little better about it because I'm like, damn, the whole time she was being aggressive and shit, she wasn't trying to punch me. She was like, hey girl, you feel me? Trying to pound my fist. So now I'm just like, how I'm gonna get this bitch out of my car? So I look at the dude one more time, real desperate, and finally he's like, man, let me talk to her. Girl like, fine. She started grabbing her purse and shit, putting it on her arm and everything. And I'm like, oh my God, yes, get the fuck out. As soon as she stepped foot out of my car and closed the door, I hit locked. I looked at dude. I was like, thank you. And I skirted off. My door wasn't even all the way closed. I swear to God, I skirted onto Euclid and up Noble on 2 wheels. I was out like, fuck this. And the whole time I'm driving up Noble and shit, my legs are shaking. I'm just like, what the fuck? This had to have not been real. It was a movie for sure. I'm just up here replaying the whole thing on my head. Like, my nigga, you really just picked up a crackhead. What was you thinking? Flashbacks of how she look and shit. Her edges was all slicked up into a nice little ponytail. Nice little outfit and everything. Lip gloss, nails done. I'm just like, wow, like, looks can really be deceiving. Like, anybody can be a crackhead out here. And I just had one in my car. That's how you can tell my ass don't belong down there. Like, no offense to anybody from the hood, but I've been out the hood too long because I picked up a crackhead. But yeah, I'm saying all of this just to say, be careful out there. Don't pick nobody up. She was very well kept, tears in her eyes. It was cold outside. It was 2 in the morning. Why would she be a crackhead? It's the last thing I would have ever thought. So yeah, that's the end of my crazy ass story. Hopefully it's a warning to all of y'all of what not to do.